Testing sound. Check. 1, 2. Testing. Okay. Testing the mic. 1, 2. Help. Testing. Okay. Testing 1, 2. Okay. Hello everybody and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, where today we're going to be making Henry's world-class shepherd's pie. I made shepherd's pie very early in my YouTube career, and it turned out to be a hit, except for that the person that was making it with me accidentally threw it in the trash. So this time I'm doing it alone, so there shouldn't really be an issue. I have a little bit of an allergy situation that I'm fighting at the moment, so I apologize ahead of time if I do any sniffling or blowing my nose. I think the problem is that later in the summertime, allergy, like allergic pollens or something, start floating around the air. It's just nature's way of saying fuck you, basically. But eventually the fall's gonna come, and I guess it'll be better. Can you hear me okay? Flight Maria 99 says, was it your neighbor Bill? And the answer is yes. Bill, who's no longer with us. So maybe I'll dedicate this episode to Bill. Let's see here. Let's talk a little bit about shepherd's pie and world-class shepherd's pie, which is what we're going to be making today. Shepherd's pie, or in its French version, hachis parmentier, is a savory dish of cooked minced meat topped with mashed potato and baked. The meat used may be either previously cooked or freshly minced. The usual meats are beef or lamb. Today we're going to be using Beyond Beef. The two English terms have been used interchangeably since they came into use in the late 18th and 19th century, although some writers insist that a shepherd's pie could contain lamb or mutton and cottage pie beef. So I've heard the term mutton a lot. I don't know exactly what it is. I thought it was a type of sideburns or something. But what is the deal with shepherd's pie? I heard it's good, but is it good though? That's Seth 9609. Seth, shepherd's pie is delicious. It makes, one making of it is huge. So you're going to have that for the whole week. And it's got potato, it's got your meat in there, it's got a little bit of dairy. It's a delicious dish. I will say, however, that it's very, very labor intensive. We've got a very difficult dish ahead of us today. So, this is not your grandma's shepherd pie. This is the real deal. I mean, just looking at the steps, there's like 19 steps in the recipe. Plus, the ingredients go on forever. I'll just give you a quick shot of the ingredients there. It's not going to be easy, but as I always say, anything that's worth doing rarely is. So, let's go into some of the history behind cottage pie. Oh, cottage pie, I guess, is something you could call it also. Shepherd's pie or cottage pie, both of them work. Oh, real quickly, I just want to do a quick check here. I like to find something online that shows us what it is that we're going for in the end, but I should have done that ahead of time, I guess, but doesn't seem to be working. Okay. I'm just going to do a quick Google search for shepherd's pie. If you'll just hang out for a second. And I'm going to take the first picture that comes up. Yeah. This is the classic shepherd's pie. Let's save that, and then I'm still getting used to a lot of the technical stuff here, but it's very important. And there we go, voila. So this came up from a website called The Wholesome Dish. I'm not stealing their content. I just, want to show you. That's what the shepherd's pie looks like. That's what we're going to end up with at the end of this journey. And it's going to be very exciting, but again, it's going to be very difficult. A couple of questions here. Everyone typed force and says, I can't even count to 19. Okay, I'm very sorry to hear that. Adult illiteracy is a thing, and I don't know if counting also counts as illiteracy, but it's definitely something that you want to look into. So we feel bad for that person. Viewtiful Jen says, why is it called shepherd's pie? Well, let's talk about that a little bit. According to the American Merriam-Webster Dictionary, the first known use of the term was in 1854. In British usage in the 1850s, the term referred to a Scottish dish that contained a mutton and diced potato filling inside a pastry crust. Neither shepherd's pie nor cottage pie was mentioned in the original edition of Mrs. Beeton's Household Management in 1861. Sorry, there's a lot of shit here. I'm trying to get to your question of why they came up. Usually that would be under etymology. I don't want to just guess and say, I guess shepherds made it, but I actually probably think that's what it is. Okay, Dorothy Hartley quotes an old verse, Vicarage Mutton, showing not only the uses to which the joint was put, but also the interchangeability of the terms shepherds and cottage. So a shepherd, of course, is one who herds sheep. And this would probably be a good dish for them because it's very labor intensive and it's also very low return and high in calories. Okay, Phoenix 1332 says shepherd's super simple to do. We'll find out. Killian for weird, why potato instead of tomatoes? We're going to be using tomato paste for this dish, so there will be tomato. But potato is a little bit more substantial. As they say, it sticks to your ribs better than a tomato. Pseudomantis the Wise says, I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite stream of the Citadel. That's from Salamantis the Wise. I don't understand that, but maybe you do. Maybe it's a game reference. Chuck Little, is cottage cheese good in cottage pie? Okay. Cottage cheese, cottage pie. All right. Contrabass something subscribed. Contrabass Kazoo. Thanks for subscribing, and thanks for everybody subscribing. All right, we got a lot of work to do. First things first, there's a birthday from Linda 816. I on the Discord mentioned that it was Linda's birthday, so happy birthday, Linda, and we're going to be doing a little birthday song for you a little later on. But in the meantime, I just want to say that we know here at Henry's Kitchen that birthdays are a very, very difficult time in someone's life. It means that you are advancing in age, and that the process of entropy, or for lack of a better word, dying. Hey, thanks, beautiful Jen, gifted 5 subs. The process is accelerating, and the older that you get, the closer you are to your fate or whatever. But all we can do here at Henry's Kitchen is say, please do your best to try to stay upbeat. Maybe have a little wine if you're doing some wine with your cooking. I always tell people the easy rule of thumb is red wine goes with red meat, white wine goes with white meat, white cheese goes with white wine, red cheese goes with red wine, same with bread. And if you keep your foods the same basic color, then you won't have to worry about having all kinds of wine with your meal. But anyway, so Linda 816, we're pulling for you, and we're going to sing a little birthday song for you later on while we're waiting for our shepherd's pie to come out of the oven. Oh, by the way, this is an oven dish. So make sure that you preheat your ovens. I've already had mine preheating since last night because I didn't know if it was going to be a dish where you had to heat it or not. So I'm good there. Watts, thank you. Yeah, there was a common misunderstanding that happened in the last time that I made shepherd's pie. Speaking of fate, Spelzing says, is roast beef still alive? Yes, roast beef is still alive. He's in his box, but I had to borrow his camera. So we'll get some footage of my cat roast beef later, but I had to borrow his camera to capture this thing. But let's go ahead and let's start making shepherd's pie. Start with the ingredients here. We've got some chopped or ground beef or lamb or mutton, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to be using Beyond Beef. Thanks, Lurcher. Lurcher just resubscribed. Thank you. We've got our Russell potatoes. We've got 2 tablespoons of flour. We're going to use 2 tablespoons of our tomato paste. I've got our herbs and spices over here. I like to put a little cumin, and then I've got some paprika. You can use the stoked paprika, but I'm going to be just using the regular this time. Worcester. Now, let's get to the bottom of this. If you look on it, it says Worcestershire sauce. So I was calling it Worcestershire sauce, and sometimes to be quick, I'd say Worcester, but this is the way it's spelled, guys. I don't know why people were giving me a hard time about that. Worcestershire sauce. And then we've got vegetables in a can, as well as an onion. I'm going to be using some of the onion that we used last time for the dish that we did a couple months ago. Okay. I've got some olive oil, my rusty spoon, thank you. Salt and pepper. We've got our garlic powder. And the star of our show, 6 tablespoons of butter, or some sliced cheddar cheese. I don't know, for some reason I put the cheese in the butter thing, but we do need 6 tablespoons of butter and some grated cheddar. Neither of them are really the star of the show, but I'm going to go ahead and get also some butter that we're going to throw over the whole thing. Now, without further ado, thanks, Malicept. Let's get started. We're going to add our oil to a large skillet and place it over a medium-high heat for 2 minutes. So, here we go. Oh yeah, also, sorry. Okay. We want to take, how much oil was it? They never put the ingredients in the same frickin' I think it's 2 tablespoons of oil. So I'm going to grab my tablespoon thing. We're going to put this on, let's go ahead and say medium high. Start. Two tablespoons. You really would never want more than 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to heat that for 2 minutes, and we're going to add the onions. Okay, so this is a little bit problematic. I shouldn't have done that because I haven't prepared my fucking onions, so we're going to do that real quick. We have 2 minutes. Alexa, set timer for 2 minutes.
2 minutes, starting now.
I'm going to do a pretty quick job of cutting here. I'm going to probably just peel it by hand. Okay. Not my dog man, thank you. And since this is an old onion, it's a little more difficult to navigate. Alexa, how much time left on the timer?
You have 1 minute and 20 seconds left on your 2-minute timer.
Okay, we got to get this done. Okay. Leonum, thank you. It's usually not going to be this stressful, but I started the olive oil burning, and it's only supposed to be 2 minutes, and then these onions need to be ready to go in there. So, wow. Okay, it's starting to pop too. That's not good. Ah, shit. I'm probably just going to break these up by hand. There's really no reason you can't break them up by hand. It's just onions, right? Alexa, how much time left on the timer?
You have 30 seconds left on your 2-minute timer.
Okay, let's separate that shit from this. Alright, well I think this is probably going okay. There we go. These are our onions. Alexa, stop timer. I've been doing this so long that I've been through just about every kind of troubleshooting situation that you can be in. You just want to stir it around. You know, the Romans apparently used to sell their urine as a sort of toothpaste. That was a tidbit that I was reading while I was trying to look up the origin of shepherd's pie. Okay. We have here our onions doing nicely. Now we're going to add the ground beef or ground lamb to the skillet, and we're going to break it apart with a wooden spoon. I don't have a wooden spoon, guys, but I have a couple of other tools that we can probably use. Okay. Uh-oh, somebody's just woken up here. And he's pissed. Okay, so we got some onions going on. We're going to start adding our beef in there. And the idea is that you want to make it so that there's no more pink in there, which is going to take a little while. Just shooting ahead here with the directions. It says here that we're going to add to the we're going to add our spices. So in this case, I like to do just a little bit of paprika, the regular kind. Also, I like to put just a tiny bit of cumin and a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. And we're going to keep stirring. If you're doing this at home, hopefully you cut your onions before you put your olive oil in there, because that wound up being problematic for me. But I'm going to say that this so far, despite that little hitch that we hit, I think this is going pretty well. You're going to want to do this for about 30 minutes. You know, I was reading recently, obviously we're all familiar with the disease COVID, but several years ago we had a real close brush with this other disease called Ebola, which is terrible. And one of the symptoms is that blood starts coming out of your eyes. But the doctors say that that's actually a good thing. That's your body using its natural resources to try to flush out the virus particles. So if you ever have Ebola and blood comes out of your eyes, just know that everything is going to be okay. Alright, next up we have, the meat is browned. We're going to add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. And again, I don't want to take any grief for this. It's exactly how it's spelled. I spent about an hour looking for it, different pronunciations of it. Alright, where's my spoons now? Okay. Alright, we're going to do 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. And the reason I'm doing that is because I don't know how much is supposed to go in there. This recipe just says add Worcestershire sauce, but it doesn't say. Okay, and then we're going to stir to combine for about 1 minute. Oh, shit. We're back to this problem that we have. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let that simmer for a little bit, and I'm going to start working on our garlic. We're going to use maybe like, I've just got one garlic here, but I think that we're going to use 2 of the bulbs. Son of a bitch, this is hard to get open. Okay, I got 1 bulb there, and let's go ahead and get 1 more. Does anybody know how to do this part? Making a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. When we're done with this thing, we're going to be able to eat it, and that's all the reward that you're going to need. Obviously, if you don't feel like doing all this shit, you could just go to the store and buy shepherd's pie. I'm sure they'd have it in the supermarket or something. I don't think we're going to get it any more peeled than that. So let's go ahead and cut it. It's supposed to be diced, but I'm a little worried about overcooking our meat. So I'm doing a little bit of a rush job on the garlic, but you know what? It's just for me. So I'm not really too worried about what the presentation is like. And you'll notice that a lot of the garlic skin peels off as you cut it. So it's a little bit of a waste of time to try to peel the outside first. But alright, so let's go ahead and sorry. Start throwing our garlics in there. I'm just going to take the ones that are finely chopped. Garlic is actually very good for you. It cures bad breath and a lot of other health benefits. So this is starting to get very fragrant, which is what they say you're supposed to wait for while you're cooking. Alright. I feel like I haven't had a moment to just kind of chill. Okay, you can see that meat is getting very nice and brown, but I'm not going to stop doing this until those onions are translucent. Translucent means that if you shine a light to them, you can see right through them. So we still got a little ways to go. It's getting a little smoky, but that's okay. Alright, very garlicky in here. It's always good to look ahead a little bit. We've got our Worcestershire sauce. Next up we're going to add our flour and our tomato sauce. We're going to stir until it's incorporated and no clumps of tomato paste remains. I see you guys have a lot of questions, and I'm going to try to get to them in a second here. But as you can see, we're in a very stressful situation. But fortunately, I pre-spooned my flour, so we're just going to dump that right in there. And in terms of our tomato paste, it's not telling me how much, again, is supposed to go in there. I think I'm just going to do like... Alexa, how many tablespoons is a quarter of a cup?
1/4 cup is 4 tablespoons.
Okay, so this is a half cup, so I'm going to do 8 tablespoons. No, See, the problem is I can't pour this because it doesn't come out. It's not like tomato sauce, or it kind of does. But you have to do it with a spoon. So I'm going to do a half a cup, and I'm going to do 8 tablespoons. It doesn't really like to get off the spoon. A lot of times if you lube up the spoon, you'll be able to get it to slide off of that spoon a little bit easier. See how many I got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 2 more. Tomato paste is basically tomato sauce and raw tomatoes all mixed for you ahead of time, so you don't have to do the mixing. And it's good. It's very tasty. So now let's just stir that up. But the problem is it's sticky as oh fuck. So we're having a little bit of a heat wave here where I live, and they've asked us later today as a courtesy to try to limit the amount of power that we're using. So I'm going to be turning off the AC at about 4 p.m. to do my part, because you know, if everybody uses it at the same time, then it, you know, I guess it goes out or whatever. But the problem is I've got a lot of very hot stuff cooking here, so I think I'm probably just going to leave a big mess here when I'm done, and then just go away, maybe get a hotel or something. Alright. What I'm using here is called a induction hot plate, which means that it doesn't really get hot, it just transfers electrical heat to the pot. I'm not really sure how it works, but it's pretty fascinating if you wanted to look it up. Alright, well, this is looking very tomatoey and garlicky and meaty and oniony and Worcestershire-y and paprika and cummin-y. So I think we're doing okay. Let's see what our next step is here. Oh yeah, I'm going to let that sit for a second, and maybe we can answer some of your questions. I see quite a few. Limpy says, any plans of opening a restaurant? Boy, that would be really a life dream for me. I've done a little bit of catering. That didn't really go very well. But opening a restaurant would be that would be a bucket list item. Phoenix 1333. When do we do the potatoes? Don't worry. The potatoes are coming, and they're coming in a big way. Pasklin, can you look in the camera so I can make a selfie of us both? Did that work? Phoenix 1333 says, when do we do the potatoes? Oh, the potatoes are coming, and they're coming in a big way. Hacklin, I already read that one. Kiraslavius, do you think that Jesus Christ would eat this if it was part of his Last Supper? Absolutely. I don't see why he wouldn't. It's a delicious meal. Jesse, what do I use for the lube? You can use either a little bit of butter, or you can use olive oil. Jesse says it again, what do I use for the lube? But I think she probably, or he, I don't know, did that twice. Limpy, any plans of opening a restaurant? I'm seeing a lot of duplicate questions here, which is a good idea, because that's probably the only way that I'm going to get to them sometimes. So, let's see. Chuck Little, You should use the shaft of the knife for stirring so it doesn't dull the blade. Ah, not a bad idea. Hide White 2, did you buy potatoes in a different shop today so you didn't get scammed? Yeah. Oh boy. I don't remember what the dish was that we were making, but I was supposed to be getting yams. Or no, I was supposed to get Russell potatoes, but they wound up being yams, but they put them in a saran wrap so you couldn't investigate them ahead of time, which is a little bit of a scam. And I took them home and found out they were yams. So I guess you could say I got yam scammed. Kairosa says, wait, so what do I pair with blue cheese? Blue cheese, I believe, is white. I know there's little bits of blue in there, but overall it's white, so that would be a white wine item. The only time that wine pairing gets complicated is if you have something like, let's say you're making a ham sandwich. So your ham obviously is going to go with the red wine, but if you put it on white bread's going to go with white wine. Fine, you have one red wine, one white wine. But imagine this now. Let's say you put a slice of Swiss cheese on there. So Swiss cheese is white. So now you need 2/3 white proportion to 1/3 red. So your choices are either to have 2/3 of a glass of white wine, 1/3 of a glass of red wine, or just to make it even, you could add another red item, like maybe some red meat on your ham sandwich, like a, I don't know, beef, I guess, or whatever, but you know, and then that would go, I don't know. It gets complicated. I would just say try to keep all of your foods the same color when you're serving wine. What if I'm eating, this is Rather 178, what if I'm eating white cheese with red bread? That's, yeah, then you're going to have white wine and red wine. Okay, so our next order of business here, oh, we need to add our broth. Oh shit, that's another problem. I don't have any broth, but I have something called a bouillon here. So what you do here is you take 1 cup. I should have prepared this ahead of time. Very upset that I did not. But we're going to do this. I want 1 cup. This is I'm going to put that there. I've got some hot water here. 1 cup. Now we're going to add this thing in there. It's called a bouillon. I'm not sure why, but it basically turns your water into broth. And it should just dissolve right away. When you dunk it in the water, it'll start to dissolve. Should anyway. Alright, so we're going to help it along a little bit because we don't really have that kind of time. It's not really a perfect system by any means. I'm trying to get it so that you can see what's happening here. I mean, I guess I could just throw it in our mix and it'll start to dissolve that way, but anyway, if you have real broth, I would recommend doing that instead. But yeah, so okay, so we're gonna add in our broth and our veggies. So let's go to our mix here, and this is getting pretty nice and cooked, as you can tell. Oh shit, it's getting actually very cooked. I'm gonna turn down the heat to medium. I might have overcooked it a little bit, but sometimes that's good. when your meat is sort of fragrant. You know, it's like having an open grill or something. The only thing I'm a little worried about is my pan, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and throw in our broth. And Plebby Shop says they used to love carbonated food back in the 70s. I believe that's true. I know that I did. And Oddvol 114 says, is this considered vegan free? I think mostly. The bouillon that I used, I believe, was made of chicken flour. Okay. Still looking good on that end. Now we need our canned veggies. So I've got a typical can of veggies here, and somewhere I have a brand new awesome can opener, which is kind of fancy. It's got a little button there that releases it, and you just put it in here. This is problematic. I don't know why it's not doing it. What? Like, what the hell, man? Try the other side, maybe. Okay, I think the rim is too high or something. But we don't have time for this shit. We're starting to really cook our meat quite a bit. I'm going to keep stirring it so it doesn't get too charry. Oh, and we've added our broth, which is good. So, you know what I'll do? I'm going to put a some kind of a thing there. Okay. All right, well, we've got a little troubleshooting to do already. I've got other items that I can use at my disposal. I'm a little pissed off about that situation that happened there, but this is a joke. Guys, we might not have any mixed veggies in our shepherd's pie because we got a stupid can. Ugh, that doesn't work. This is not going to happen, I guess. I'm going to try one more time with this thing. This is this. It goes here. And it doesn't work. I'm pushing down. Okay, so there's not going to be any canned veggies, which is okay, actually. Because I do have back here, where I thought I did, have some corn, but I do not. So we're going to skip the veggies, and we're going to go right to bringing it to a boil and then reduce to a simmer, and we're going to stir for 5 minutes, occasionally stir. We're going to set aside, preheat the oven, which I don't need to do. So, all right, we're gonna leave that for 5 minutes. We have 5 minutes, so a couple of questions. Maybe this would be a good time for a song. Had quite a few requests for music this time around. Those requests happen on the Discord. If anybody wants to know, the Henry's Kitchen Discord is where you suggest recipes as well as songs to be heard on the show. So, first request here that we have is I had 2 people request this song, Corn Checks and Smitty. Wanted to hear this song from the band Toto, and it's called Africa. So I'm just gonna need to find it here. A lot of lyrics in this one, so I'm gonna do the best that I can. You hear that guitar there? Okay. Some quiet conversation. She's coming in 12:30 flight. The moonlit kings reflect the stars that guide me towards salvation. I stopped an old man along the way, hoping to find some old forgotten words of ancient melody. As if to say, hurry boy, it's waiting there for you. Gonna take me a lot to get me away. Gonna take me a lot to get me away. Gonna take me. I don't know. It's really hot. Gonna take me a lot to take me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I bless the rains down in Africa. Gonna take some time to do the things we never had. Oh, yeah, that one's a tough one. It's a very high register song, so I should have tried to maybe lower the key there, but I think we pretty much killed our 5 minutes. Alexa, how much time left on the timer?
There are no timers set.
Okay, I forgot to put the timer on, but we'll do more music in a little bit. Meantime, let's get on with the cooking. Again, what we're going for, just to always have something in mind, is going to be our classic shepherd's pie. This is going to be our meat base. And I think it's coming along pretty darn good, if you ask me. It's a little charred in some cases, but not bad. Fantqua just subscribed for 2 months. Thank you, Fantqua. Okay, so let's start taking this serious here. Our next order of business. We're setting our meat mixture aside, so I'm going to push stop. Oh shit, no. Actually, we have to start working on the potato topping. We're gonna place the potatoes in a large pot, and we're gonna cover them with water.
Okay.
So, alright. I'm gonna take this. Okay. I think what they want us to do is to basically
Okay.
I'm not sure why that's doing that. Place the potatoes in a large pot. So this is a large pot. I'm a little worried about the water displacement here. I might have put too much water. So hold on, I'm gonna just dump a little water here. I don't have a large pot. All I've got is this thing. But hopefully it'll hold 2 potatoes. Let's put it on high. All right, let's get that sucker going. We've got place the potatoes in a large pot, cover the potatoes with water, bring the water to a boil, reduce to a simmer. We're going to cook that for 10 or 15 minutes. Drain the potatoes on a colander and return them to the pot. Okay, so we've got a little bit more time to kill, and I have a couple more songs and a few more questions. Hacklin says, I put all the ingredients in a bowl and put them in the oven. The plastic bowl melted and the smoke detector went off. Oh geez, I can hear the fire trucks in front of my house. What do I do? You've got a fire issue there. Listen to the firemen. The Omnivious, you have to open up the bottom of the can. Failfish. Mini Rogue says, did you try turning the can opener the other way around? I would love to get this working. Let's try it again. I mean, people are saying flip it. So I have here a can. You're saying do it on the other side. I'd love to. But it doesn't hook. Like it literally doesn't do what it's supposed to do. It spins, but it doesn't cut. That's why I'm thinking if I could just get it open anyway. I don't care if it looks pretty or anything. Okay, we got that. Maybe if I stuck a knife. No, this is ridiculous. It's not gonna happen, guys. All right. Drag Job says, I don't have water for the bouillon. Can I use whiskey instead? Yeah, absolutely. Let's see how we're doing with our boiling. I would like it if it was a little more boiling at this point, but I do see something happening. Alexa, is there a timer going?
There are no timers set.
So Alexa, set timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
Okay, so we have a little bit of time here. And also, I noticed that when I came over to put my meat in here, I noticed that the oven was not preheated, even though I thought it was. I think there might be an automatic off thing that happened. now we've got that taken care of. I want to do a song for Linda from the Discord, whose name was Linda816, who says that it's her birthday today. And what better song to do? Hold on. This thing is starting to bubble up, so. This is, sorry, I'm just getting rid of some of this water. I really need a bigger pot, but actually this is probably going to work. Unfortunately, we're supposed to use 4 potatoes, but for now I think that'll be fine. Okay, let's go ahead and do a song. It's a little birthday song that goes out to Linda816. It's nobody's birthday. No need for candles on the cake. Nobody's birthday, it was just a big mistake. It's nobody's birthday, no need for uncorking wine, 'cause it's nobody's birthday but mine. It's nobody's birthday. No tail on the donkey today. No need to celebrate being alive when your dreams get swept away. It's nobody's birthday. No need for candles this time, 'cause it's nobody's birthday but mine. There'll be no balloon animals, no Chuck E. Cheese, no animatronic singing dogs. There's none of this for me. Don't give me any fucking birthday cards. I don't need your sympathy. The Hallmark cards are all closed and shit, 'cause there's none of this for me. Sorry, I'm a little bit concerned. Nobody's birthday. No need for candles at this time. The candles' tears were washed away by the teardrops in my eyes. Something like that. Here we go. It's nobody's birthday. Not this time. 'Cause it's nobody's birthday but mine. All right, so there's that. I've definitely got a little bit of a situation happening with water displacement, and for those of you young cooks out there, if you're interested in knowing about how water displacement works, if you've got a container filled with water and it's all the way up to the top, when you put a potato in there, all of the mass, or I'm sorry, the volume of the potato is going to take up the space that the water was once taken up, and then it's going to overflow. I have 2 potatoes in there, so I misjudged how much overflow there was going to be. And if you get water going into an electrical device, such as this induction hot plate that I'm using, you could not only damage the item, but you could also cause a dangerous electrical situation. So that's water displacement. I believe it was discovered by Archimedes, who discovered it when he was going into his bathtub, and I guess when he went into the bathtub, the water overflowed, and he famously said "Eureka," which has now become a common phrase. But we're gonna let that boil. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 12:01 p.m.
I mean, Alexa, what is the amount of time left on the timer?
You have 4 minutes and 20 seconds left on your 10-minute timer.
Okay. So we've got a little bit of time. I'm going to go ahead and do another song for you. This was a song that was requested by somebody a long time ago on the Discord, and I never got to it, but you know, I want people to know that I'm eventually going to get to all of them. But this was somebody named Uhhei, U-H-H-E-I, who requested a song that I had never heard before, but I'm going to try to do it. It's called Ocean Man by a band called Ween. Oh, shit. I've completely forgotten how it goes. I'm going to have to listen to it for a second. Alexa, play Ocean Man by Ween.
Ocean Man by Ween from Apple Music.
Alexa, stop. Okay, I think I got it now. Ocean Man, take me by the hand, lead me to the land that you understand. Ocean Man, the voyage to the corner of the globe is a real trip. Ocean Man, the crust of a tan man imbibed by the sand, soaking up the thirst of the land. Ocean Man, can you see through the wonder of amazement at the Oberman? Ocean Man, the crust is elusive when it casts forth to the childlike man. Ocean Man, the sequence of a life form braised in the sand, soaking up the thirst of the land. Ocean Man. Wow, a lot of words in that one that I do not understand, but that goes out to Uhhei, U-H-H-E-I, one of the many people on Discord who often give wonderful suggestions, so I appreciate that.
Okay.
Any other questions? Fatman 1313. I wanted to make sure I'm reading that right. Says, is Jose Suicidio still alive? Barely. And Hooteven, can I hire you as a personal chef?
Okay.
Absolutely. If you want to hire me to cater your wedding or your anniversary or bar mitzvah or quinceañera or any of these things, we can get together and talk about what dish you think would be appropriate.
Okay.
I've got a lot of them under my belt. And thanks to the Air Breather for subscribing. Somebody, Frozen Bags, says stab open the can with your knife. I tried. Somebody said, cut the potatoes, please. Maybe I should have cut the potatoes ahead of time. I'm not sure. But all right, we've got more music coming up, but I think we have a lot of work to do over here. So, Alexa, how much time left?
You have 50 seconds left on your 10-minute timer.
Alexa's very loud, unfortunately. Okay, 50 seconds is enough time for us to clear out a space here and try to figure out what in the fuck our next order of business is. Thanks for nothing on this, right? We're gonna figure out how to open that one day because I can't just have vegetables sitting there. Can you imagine if I was in a survivalist situation and I needed to get into those veggies? But I think you find a way when it's really an emergency like that. Okay, cleaning up a little bit. Next up we have our meat set aside, which is good. Alexa, stop timer. We're gonna make the potato topping, so we're gonna be placing our potatoes into a large pot, which we did. We're gonna cook until the potatoes are fork tender. We're gonna drain them. We're gonna return them to the hot pot, let them sit in the hot pot for 1 minute. We don't have to do all that shit. And then we're gonna mash them. So we're gonna add our butter. So we'll, you know what I'll do is I've got this thing, which is based on my cat roast beef. I'd like to say that somebody gave it to me as a gift, but I actually just saw it and got it. So let's go ahead and get these potatoes mashed up. As a matter of fact, you know what? I've got a better idea. First, I'm going to cut the potatoes like somebody asked me to do. I'm going to push stop. It doesn't stop. There it goes. All right. And we're going to just drain these. Oven is preheated. That's good. I'm going to take out the water. Ow. Ah, shit. Very hot. Very, very hot. So let's dump those. Like somebody said, we're going to cut these up, but they're very, very hot. So I'm not going to be too sure about how we do this. I know, I'm going to use a oven mitt. And just going to start shaving off some of the side stuff. And it's coming off real easy. Now there are devices like a potato peeler that you could use, but I don't really see the purpose of that because a knife basically does the exact same thing. And most people have a knife. This is a pretty sharp knife that I'm using, so be careful if you're at home. If you're at home and you're not a professional person in the kitchen, then you might want to go ahead and use... I think the butter knife is a good one to start with because there's very little chance of hurting yourself. Okay. Set that aside. There's a lot of setting aside that happens. This oven mitt is kind of hurting my coordination a little bit, which is bumming me out. But it's also keeping my hands safe, which is good. Safety in the kitchen is very, very important. For the first couple of years that I was cooking, I was actually wearing a helmet. And turns out that's not, the risk of head injury is not very strong. But it's always better to be safe than sorry, no matter how much people want to deride you or mock you. You know, you'll be the one laughing when they put their head in the oven or something, and I don't know. Okay, so these are looking good. Let's cut them across this way. All right, so now let's put that into, I don't want to get the skin, so I just want to get, wow, that's hot. Ooh. Ocean man, something about the decent sand and it's not there. It's a good song. Okay, so now we have our potatoes. They're all cut and moist and looking good. Now that we have the potatoes in there, we're going to add our butter, and we want 6 tablespoons of butter, but I'm going to show you a really cool trick that you can do with butter. You can see on the side, it's got the tablespoons. Thanks, Loganolia. You've got the tablespoons on the side, so you don't even have to use your actual tablespoon. You just cut to that place.
Okay.
Where was it? 6 tablespoons. I did it on the wrong side, so I'm just going to go to 2 tablespoons. But there's actually a lot of butter
Oh, hi.
in potatoes. Thanks, Jesse. Jesse gifted 10 subs. Thanks for that. All right, so let's put our butter away. And starting to make a huge mess here, which I'm not happy about, but that's okay. Let the potatoes. I'm gonna take a little bit of a coffee break here. All right, drain the potatoes. We've done that. Add butter, half and half, which I don't have. I have milk, but I believe half and half is half milk, half cream. I do have some cream left over from a previous recipe, but let's first do, we have garlic powder, which I'm going to use fairly liberally. Although we do have garlic in our meat mixture. So we've got garlic, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Just put a dash of cumin, and then maybe just a dash of our paprika. Okay, and now we've got butter, we've got our seasonings. We need half and half, so I have milk here. I thought I had cream. I should have cream. Not sure where it is. Hold on. I'm not sure what happened to my cream. Which sucks. Hell. Sorry, everybody. I really did think I had cream. So I guess I'm just going to use cream or milk instead of half and half. So maybe I'll do half the milk. Alexa, how much milk is equal to 1/2 and half?
Here is what I found. According to reference.com, for most recipes and diets, 1 cup of half and half whole milk or heavy cream is equivalent to 1 cup of evaporated milk. Was that helpful?
No, not really, unfortunately.
Thanks for your feedback.
Okay, so we're just gonna, they were talking about evaporated milk or something, but I'm just gonna pour some milk over it and make it look nice. And let's just start mashing it. At the end of the day, this is mashed potatoes. So that's not really something that we're gonna have too much difficulty with. But I really wanted to use my cream. I'm doing one last look. I just do not see it anywhere. Okay, so we're gonna have to start mashing here. Now it's gonna be about trying to find the right tools. I have a really nice marble, this is a masher, but I don't think there's any way I can make that work with the potatoes here in the bowl. So we're gonna find something. Here we go. Start by stirring them and get that butter all melted. So what we're doing is we're mashing them and we're stirring them until all the ingredients are mixed together. While I'm doing this, which looks a little bit labor intensive, I want to mention to everybody that I've added a Thursday night stream, so it's a 9 p.m. Pacific time, where I do songs, and I'm also going to start playing games. So starting tomorrow, I've got a couple of games that people have requested. So It'll be games, questions, songs, but no cooking really. I mean, we might do some cooking games, but for the most part, cooking is a very taxing thing, and I think twice a week maybe is about as much as anybody can do it. I think Gordon Ramsay only does once a week. He's just been around so long that you see a lot of footage of him, but he basically makes one recipe a week. Same with a lot of these famous people. This isn't really mashing, unfortunately, which has got me a little pissed off. I might need to put it in the microwave. Let me just jump ahead here and see. Mash the potatoes till all the ingredients are mixed together. Add parm. I don't have any parm, but I have some other types of cheeses. This is very unfortunate. I thought that maybe it would be nice and ready to whatever. Okay. All right. So let's assemble the casserole. It's time to assemble our casserole, and the way that we're going to be doing that is we're going to be pouring our meat mixture into a 9x9 baking dish. So I have here a baking dish that looks exactly 9x9, which is nice when that works out. So let's start with our meat mixture. I'm going to turn off my hot plate because it's got me a little nervous. And let's go ahead and add our meat mixture into our plate. I think that's what it said. It said pour the meat mixture into a 9x9 inch baking dish and spread it out to an even layer. I think we can use our potato masher for this. This thing's very heavy. If you're doing this at home, I'd love to see how your meals are coming out. You can do that on the Discord. Alright, so there is our meat, and we want to flatten it out like such. Looks good to me. It'd be nice if it had some fucking veggies in there, but I guess we don't have that. All right. Next up, we are going to carefully spread into an even layer. If the baking dish looks very full, place it on a rimmed baking sheet so that the filling doesn't bubble over. Bake uncovered. Well, that can't be it. What do we do with our potatoes? Assemble the casserole. Oh, spoon the mashed potatoes on top of the meat. Spread into an even layer. Now, these aren't totally mashed, which is unfortunate, but I'm going to tell you, this is something that I think about a lot in cooking. These are potatoes. Whether they're mashed or not, they're still going to be potatoes, and we're going to put them in the oven, so they're going to mash a little bit in the oven. And the other thing to keep in mind is that these recipes aren't always accurate. I didn't know that there was supposed to be cream, and I'll bet you the fact that I didn't have cream is why we came out with a potato dish that looks a little more like what we have here instead of a mashed look. The last thing we're going to do, I don't have Parmesan cheese, but I do have this kind of cheese, which is more of a cheddar, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and put it over top like this. It's definitely very fragrant at this point, which we like. There we go. So next order of business is that we're going to be putting this, we're going to bake this uncovered for 25 to 30 minutes. And we're going to cool it a little bit before we serving. So I'm probably not going to do the whole 25 to 30 minutes, but I'll put it in there a good amount of time. So this is our shepherd's pie, folks, and actually it said it doesn't bake uncovered. It doesn't say how hot it's supposed to be. That's the kind of shit that upsets me with these internet recipes. So I went with 400. You know what? I might do it at 450. All right. So we're gonna let that go. Alexa, set timer for 20 minutes.
20 minutes, starting now.
And let's take a look at some of the questions you have. Kairosa says, it's okay, Henry. Most creative geniuses are only understood and have success after they die. And that is true. One time, my friend's little nephew showed me a picture of something that he drew in his class. He was like in first grade or something like that. And it was just this jumbled mess with crayon scribblings, and it didn't make any sense or whatever. And he asked if I liked his drawing, and I said, I don't understand it, I don't get it, but I did want to make it very clear to him that a lot of artists are not appreciated until well after they're dead. So he still has a chance in that regard. So thanks for that, Kairosa. Raziel's Layman, is it okay if I don't put the cumin in the potatoes? I put some in the meat mixture, but I have a 2-hour refractory period. Okay, so yeah, I mean, if you have them in the meat mixture, I think you're going to be fine. Oh, what's happening here now? We have a very angry cat. He's going to eventually make his way over here. I thought I might be able to get the camera on roast beef, but that didn't work. Limpy says, take it out of your bowl and use the masher. Okay. Giga Soy, if you put the potatoes back on the cutting board, you can use your marble masher. Yeah, I don't think we really need to worry about mashing them, although that is a good idea. Let's go ahead and maybe do another song for you here. I've got a song for you that was actually recommended to me by Quanto, who's one of the people who helps me with a lot of the technical aspects of the show. And this song is apparently a very popular one with the younger folks. So let me go ahead and find it here. I need to pull it up here.
Okay.
Thanks, Limpy. Okay. These lyrics don't make a lot of sense to me, but they might to you. So I'm just going to increase the size here. Check. Testing 1, 2, 3. Are you ready? Adrenaline is pumping. Adrenaline is pumping. Mustard, brain power. Call me a leader, cocaine. Don't you try it. Innovator, killer machine. There's no fate, take control. Brain power, let the bass rip We have a cat who's very distressed, probably as a result of some of those high notes. Might have a little bit of trouble with the neighbors on that one. Let's think of some of the other things that we can do with our, yeah, I am a little worried about roast beef here, my cat, because he's sort of looks, I don't know what the word would be, maybe a little bit out of sorts. Like just kind of slightly off-put. And I feel like maybe that's sort of the theme of the day, is feeling a little bit off-put. I started out with a little bit of allergies, and some of your questions were making me think a lot about things. Now 140 says, my cat died yesterday. I'm very sorry to hear that. No one lasts forever on this planet, animals and humans included, and it's something that we have to think about. And cooking is really a good time to think about all that type of stuff, because there's so much downtime. Gigasoy, isn't impossible meat basically a veggie? Wow, what a great point that is. I've already got veggies in there because I used impossible meat. So I think that's nice. I'm still pissed off that I couldn't get that stupid thing to work, but that's a positive way to look at it. You got to be positive. That's a very important thing. So let's see again. Speaking of positivity, this is what we are going to be getting at the end of this. So you got to keep your eyes on the prize, as they say. I want to do something a little bit fun here. In the early days of me doing YouTube cooking, I was not only looking around at a lot of videos of people cooking, but I also needed to handle sort of the technical aspects of it. So it's not easy when you're by yourself and you're setting up a tripod, and I didn't even have a tripod in the day, because what happens when you push the button and then you have to walk around and then step into the frame, because I didn't have editing equipment. And one of the guys that I used to watch that I think handled it pretty well was a gentleman named Frank. So I'll show you a little bit of Frank's stuff here. This is Frank. He does a...
Hello, my name is Frank. I will be your guide on our walk today in the park. We're at Maple Creek Park in Decula, Georgia. Now to get here, it's not very hard. Just
so what he's doing is a virtual tour
Athens, Georgia, and get off on Winder Highway
of national parks.
It's only about a mile down on Maple Creek Road. So it's a wonderful park. The trail here is 1 mile in length. There's a Waffle House up the street on Winder Highway.
I'm just kind of skipping around. We don't have to watch the whole thing.
And there's a Quick Trip there. It has excellent sandwiches. So Thanks again. If you should want to see any of my other videos,
Let's see
so
here.
this is a good place to walk if you have health-related
So this is
problems.
Frank L. Sharp.
And there's several. Here's the pavilion at the park.
This is
have
another
one
situation
barbecue,
where
grill
guys
here
can
at the
come in
park.
anytime.
Hello again. Thanks for coming along with me on the trip.
So yeah, that's a lot of times what I was looking at to try to get the technique of starting the camera and then walking into the frame, which is good if you don't have a tripod or an automatic way to start it. Okay, so let's see if there's some other people here. Waken B2K says, "What is your favorite dish to cook, Henry?" Well, you know what? I might say after today, I think shepherd's pie might be a good one. Pilskman just resubscribed for 3 months, and Pilskman, I have to say, has been there from the very beginning, offering up help, and I think this is probably a good time, as good a time as any, for me to give a shout out to all the wonderful people who've been helping me through this Twitch journey. And I want to start with the moderators: Dingo Bop, Fawcan, Dom Beef, Hottest Bear, Do Dingle, Dog Goggy, Dr. Flanges. And also tomorrow, I believe Bacchus is going to be helping us on the Thursday night stream, because it's a totally different time zone. So we'll look forward to that. Thanks, Bacchus. Daisy Blossom, Melon95, and Pilskman, who just subscribed. And also happy birthday, Linda816 from the Discord. And thanks, Sir Doom, Bumble Vision, the LGX, my friend Bill Larkin Music, obviously Nim, who was nice enough to come on and play games with me on my stream on Sunday. Nim got me started on this whole thing, plus so many other great people who've shared my videos, and I appreciate it. Forsen, Moon, Emaru, XQC, and many more. So I started just, I was doing my thing on YouTube, and all of a sudden I started seeing people come around and show on my Twitter and stuff a picture of a frog, and I was like, what's happening here? And they said, you got to come over to Twitch, and that's what I've been doing now, and it's been several months, and it's been going really well. As a matter of fact, I'm happy to announce that in September I'm going to be doing my first sponsored podcast. I tried to get the people at this, the people that make this can opener, they're called OXO brand, to sponsor me, but they didn't. And I'm kind of glad they didn't, because this thing didn't really work out very well anyway. But I've got 2 sponsored podcasts coming up in September, so that's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll know more about that soon. But anyway, maybe I'll try to show, well, Alexa, how much time left on the timer?
You have 7 minutes left on your 20-minute timer.
Okay, 7 minutes. Why don't I go ahead and do another song from Jose Suicidio. Going all the way back to 2012, I think, with this next song. I never get the first. Holy guacamole, holy guacamole, I just got hit by a car, and you're the one who pushed me in the street, swept me off my feet, put me in a coma, making guacamole Roly green and moly, I just got mauled by a bear. And you're the one who covered me with honey, thinking it was funny. How could you be so cruel? Captain Guacamole, Officer Stromboli, I just got shot in the face. And you're the one who had the smoking gun. Life is just no fun whenever I'm with you. Little instrumental. Hey! That was terrible. Making guacamole, roly green and poly, I just got hepatitis C. And you were standing there with a syringe. How it makes me cringe whenever I'm with you. Holy guacamole, holy guacamole. Baby, I wouldn't change a thing.
Hello.
'Cause even though I'm down upon my luck, I don't give a fuck, long as I have you. That's Holy Guacamole by Jose Suicidio.
Okay.
Brickstone just resubscribed for 2 months. Thanks, Brickstone. I'm really looking forward to the summertime being over. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of it, especially with all the heat that we've been having. And I've got an oven on, and I've got the AC on, so those are both creating like a fight, you know. I've got two appliances fighting for which temperature they want the room to be in, and I don't like fighting. And so I'm thinking the fall will bring some nice things. The leaves will fall off the trees. The weather will get a little cooler, and my favorite time in the fall is Halloween. So I'm going to make sure during the whole month of October we're going to be making Halloween stuff. So if you have Halloween recipes that you want to see, please mention them in the Discord. But Alexa, how much time left on the timer?
You have 2 minutes and 50 seconds left on your 20-minute timer.
Oh, we're very close there. So maybe I'll just finish off with one more quick song. Okay, this is one called "Shit on a Shingle," which, by the way, I recently had someone send me a picture. I'm going to grab it for you really quick here. I'm going to have to find it at a different time, I think, because it's just not coming to me. But shit on a shingle is a real thing, and I'm going to show you a picture that was sent to me that they were selling it at the Whole Foods, which I thought was pretty cool. I'm going to try one more place where it could be. Yeah, I'm not seeing it for some reason. But anyways, sorry about that. Okay, so let's go ahead and just close out with this song, and then we'll pull out our food. Shit on a Shingle, which is a dish that was served to military members during World War II and also the Korean War. And it just feeds a hell of a lot of people. We made it here a couple months ago and had a lot of fun with it. But this is a traditional song about shit on a shingle. No one knows who wrote it or what it means, but don't crazy lyrics they get for these traditional songs, I'll tell you. But okay, well, I think it's getting to be that time where we're gonna go to our oven here and see what the hell we ended up with. I think it'll probably be fine, right? It's just mashed potatoes with a little bit of other stuff in there. So without further ado, Alexa, how much time left on the timer?
You have less than 10 seconds left on your 20-minute timer.
Okay. Alexa, stop timer. First, I'm going to stop the oven because it's very hot. Wow. This looks delicious. Oh boy, but it's very hot. Folks, I think we have just made ourselves some very delicious shepherd's pie. So it's very hot though, but I don't have tons of time because I have to work on other recipes and such. So I'm going to go ahead and just start taking it off right now. Now when I made this before, of course, it was thrown in the trash by my neighbor Bill that I was cooking with. So I'm going to call this a success because nobody's throwing it in the trash, and Bill is no longer with us, so I want to give a shout out and even so much as dedicate this dish to Bill. All right, well, it ain't clean, but it sure does look pretty damn tasty to me. Shepherd's pie. That's gonna fill you up, and I don't think I'm gonna have to eat dinner. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna have to make dinner for the next week. Right on. Let's see how we're doing up against our. So somebody brought it up that they use a lot of trick photography and these internet pictures of food. You can see they added some green in there after the fact, some Photoshop or something like that to give it more color. But I'd say for the most part, we've got our meat and our potatoes, and it might not be as pretty as theirs, but it certainly is going to be as tasty. So I'm gonna looking very forward to getting into this. Shepherd's pie. Very hot. Yeah, it's delicious. But very hot. The potatoes never got mashed. I don't know. It might have been a type of potato that doesn't mash well, or perhaps it could have been that I didn't have any cream, and I don't know what the fuck happened to my cream. I'm sorry about the language every now and then. I want to say that when it comes to foul language in the kitchen, you just have to sort of excuse it, because the kitchen is a very, very stressful place. You've got flames, sharp objects flying at you, extremely hot surfaces. So much can go wrong. Plus you have timers. It really is a little bit like a war. And sometimes, soldiers will throw some language around, like shit on a shingle is an example. But and that's kind of what you're doing in the kitchen. But I'd say as shepherd's pie goes, this is not bad. Not bad at all. So let's see if anybody has any questions. I'm Jam says you should do a streamer cook-off show. That sounds good. For my last Thursday night, I did a bit where I had the LGX and Bumblevision, and I dictated to them how to make my Henry's chili for one, and I think it came out pretty good. I think that one's still up if on the VODs if you want to watch that. And for not this one tomorrow night, but a week from tomorrow night, I'm gonna have another streamer who's gonna come on, and she's going to dictate a I know her name in real life, but I don't remember her. I'm gonna have to get. But anyway, she's gonna dictate to me a recipe, and I'm gonna make it. But the trick is that I'm not gonna know what it is. She knows what it is. I'm just gonna have all the ingredients, and then at the end, we're gonna have some dish that she's gonna dictate to us. So there will be some collaborative streaming, cooking type stuff like that. So I appreciate that. Other questions? Okay, so Utvol4 says, my 3-week-old son heard you say the F word and now he's swearing like crazy. That's adorable. That's cute. Martian Canine says, I have a crush on a horse. Will this dish improve my chances with her? Yeah, I'm not sure if I can help much in that department, but I have heard about the particular thing that you're talking about. Half an hour 4 says, Henry, do this IRL, which means in real life. I guess what they're saying is maybe to do it live. Is that what they mean? I mean, to do it like in a live show. Yeah, that sounds good. Gandalf the Mandoff says it's potato au gratin now. You know what? Now that I think about it, you're absolutely right. This is basically potatoes au gratin, but mixed with some meat. And I guess that's kind of what we were going for if you look at the main dish. Potatoes au gratin is from the same general part of the country, I'm sorry, of the world, as shepherd's pie is. Toan Nugent, Toan Guyan set 1 says, yours looks way tastier. That's very cool to hear. Thank you, and it is tasty. Fawcan says, what would you tell someone that's scared of vegetables? I actually did not eat vegetables for the first 48 years of my life. And then I started getting into asparagus because somebody told me it was good for you. And you know what, Fawcam? What I would say is start with asparagus. They're interesting. You can grill them. They may be scary to someone who's scared of vegetables. I guess the least scary vegetable I could think of would be corn. But they got to get over it because vegetables have fiber in them, which is good for your digestive system. And as someone who's suffered from irritable bowel syndrome for years, I can tell you that it's no party. Speaking of which, Raziel's Lemon says, I have shit on a shingle often. I'm a roofer with IBS. Okay, so yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Mechanic Kitten, Coil rated you. Oh, okay. Coil. Thank you, Coil. I appreciate that. And Mr. Vade says, I've had your COVID song stuck in my head for a week. Oh, yeah, the COVID song. Maybe I'll try to have that one ready for next time. Sometimes I have to refresh myself on some of these lyrics.
Oh, hi.
Style Cramps just gifted 1 sub. Oh, Falcan says Bill Larkin Music subscribed earlier. Bill Larkin Music is an amazing performer, and if you like watching live music, not only does he take requests, but he improvises his own words throughout the stream and throughout the songs, and it's really something amazing to watch. And Waken B2K says, "What is your favorite dish to cook, Henry?" I'm curious. I would probably say shepherd's pie. And Hacklin says, "What do you think of Jamie Oliver?" I've heard of Jamie Oliver, but I don't know enough to have formed an opinion. Beef Cleats says, "My parents are thinking of getting a divorce." Okay, well, that's not always a bad thing. Maybe they don't get along, so maybe that's a good thing. And on 140, do this emote in real life. Okay, I'm not sure if I understand that one. Thanks. That was someone named McDonut1. Oh, MXC Donut 1. So, okay. Well, everybody, I'm going to sit here with my cat, who's somewhere around here, and enjoy my shepherd's pie, or potatoes au gratin, as someone mentioned. And again, I'm not going to have to cook for a week now, because all I'm going to do is take the rest of this, store it in little baggies, put them in the refrigerator, and every time that I need food, I'll just take one of those baggies and put it in the microwave, poke holes in it, of course, for safety, otherwise it'll explode. Put that on a dish, throw on an episode of Better Call Saul or whatever show you're watching, and you've got yourself a very fulfilling Saturday night all by yourself, not even needing any people around you. So, sincere thanks to the moderators and all the people rating and spreading the word, and the subscribers. I hope you're having a good August. And from all of us here at Henry's Kitchen, which is basically just me and my cat, I want to say a sincere thank you, and hope to see you tomorrow night, 9 p.m. PST, where I'm going to be doing a variety stream and playing some games and trying to get into that. So thanks for joining me, everybody, and I hope you have a great day and a great rest of the week.